Hey there, it's Kelly Donahue-Piro, your favorite industry best friend. Well, I'm here to let you know that you've done something great for your agency by joining and listening in on our podcast or watching our YouTube channel. I just want to remind everybody that we're here to help. So if you need anything, drop a comment, go to our website, hang out with our chat, or just contact us. There's a problem in your agency, I got solutions, right? I like to think of it, you got a problem, I'll solve it. But let's get into the content today so that you can improve your awareness and knowledge of solutions that exist to the agency's core challenges.
So when we loosen up and the guidelines loosen up, adhering to our agency standards will be very important.
When the rates go down, it's not party time. It's let's get to work time and make sure people have the right insurance.
You do all of the legwork and you're doing the remarket, and then they're just like, I'm all right. I don't want to move anyway.
They can't know, like, or trust you if you don't talk to them and use your word.
So as you guys get renewals and we're in different market conditions, you will find some people are going up, right? Some carriers are sending very clear messages that they want off the risks or that they don't have a big appetite for whatever that's got going on. And then sometimes you're going to find rates are going to start going down because we're heading into a soft market. Recently, I was on the phone on a training with an agency, and they got a 6-month auto renewal, $22,000. The person had
But at least they got a renewal.
Yeah, the person had 3 DUIs. So I'm not even sure they still had a license, but I guess in some states, there's some very liberal ideas on DUIs and driving. I think it would be cheaper to Uber completely. Like if you're paying $44,000 a year for your auto insurance, just a thought. So, as we think about this, we're going to break down, Gina and I are going to talk a little bit about some things to do when your premiums are decreasing, because just because they're going down doesn't actually mean your retention is going to improve. What ends up happening is people start talking like, how come my neighbor only saved X? Or it's been going up and up and up. And then Stephen and Sarah are going to talk a little bit about what to do when premiums are increasing and how we have to change our strategy. This is why I love insurance, because all it is changing your strategy. But great news, everybody. When you should do renewal reviews?
Every time.
All the time.
Because when the rates go up, the clients get mad. When the rates go down, the agents get mad because they're making less money.
Less donero that comes in. So, Gina, what are some of the negative impacts like when rates go down in an agency? Because everyone, I think, thinks it's like Shangri-La. We're going to have like luau's and like drink Mai Tais and just stick our feet up on a desk.
Just partying and relaxing.
Partying in place. That's it. Yep.
Sort of to go off of what Steven said, yes. We're losing premium if rates are going down. It's less that we're collecting on, which can be problematic for the agency. Yes, it's great for customers, but how can we make up for that and still maintain strong customer service? We want to make sure that when we are speaking to our clients, we're identifying any missing lines or additional coverages they could be adding and doing our due diligence on account rounding. We also need to pay attention because there can be more relaxed underwriting guidelines. So in the hard market, we're looking out for absolutely everything and making sure they're super strict. So when we loosen up and the guidelines loosen up, adhering to our agency standards will be very important. Less upset clients because our rates aren't going up, less people calling in. So how are we going to be proactive to reach out and educate our customers more and more? And we want to make sure that we are embracing the capability to have more risks coming in now. How can we tailor our product and policy to each person that we contact?
I love that. I also think when the rates are going down, the mentality of the whole team has to be every interaction I need to be looking to improve. Now, I didn't say sell, okay? Because I think sometimes the S word freaks people out. But improving could be getting a referral, right? So we can make some of the premium back. Could be getting a Google review to spread the beautiful word. It could be making the account more efficient by getting them to download your mobile app or getting on EFT or pay in full, right? It could be improving coverages. It could be making recommendations to get an umbrella. There's a whole slew of ways that we could improve the account. But I'd say like the rates go down, you have some political capital. You have some goodwill in the tank. And we need to use it because the wind will change and the rates will go back up. And then you're just fighting the rate game, which is an uphill battle. So when the rates go down, it's not party time. It's let's get to work time and make sure people have the right insurance. And you got to remember, if somebody's had $1 million umbrella for 10 years, that $1 million does not go as far any longer. So after 10 years, it might be time to get them to a $2 million umbrella. And now when the rates go down, that's a really great opportunity. If you don't take it, you're going to miss out, in my mind, right? All right, Sarah and Stephen, now the rates are going up because in this market, there will still be some people whose rates are going up. How do we ride this wave to success? Because now you have crabby customers.
Absolutely. Everybody's feisty. Everybody's angry, and you're watching your team's morale kind of go all the way down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to have like a strong line of leadership to help everybody manage their morale, because although everybody's crabby, higher rate increases isn't always a negative thing, right? We have more opportunities to communicate with our clients. We have opportunities to give them excellent service, and we're actually retaining our customers, and we have the opportunity to educate them on why the rates are going up as well. So there are a couple ways that you can definitely make sure that we are meeting our clients where they are at. One of my favorite ways to do that is making sure that we're tiering our clients. So we know who's the
100%.
most important, who deserves our time, who deserves our energy, and how we can keep our clients on track. And then it's also really important to have clear remarketing standards. So it shouldn't be the standard to just remarket everybody all the time before you even ask them if they want to be remarketed. Right? Because you have clients you don't qualify, or you do all of the legwork and you're doing the remarket, and then they're just like, I'm all right. I don't want to move anyway. And it's like, well, we've lost time. We're hemorrhaging time, right? So asking your clients if they want to be remarketed is definitely a wonderful strategy to use as well. And then also focus on cross-selling. It is so important to make sure that we have other opportunities. And this happens we want it to be conversational. We don't want it to be transactional. I think a lot of times we get into this mind frame of home and auto, and it's like always home and auto, right? But if somebody tells you, hey, I just had a baby, let's think about life, right? We have life events going on that qualify for specific policies, and we need to cater our cross-selling to our clients' individual needs. So I would love to hear from Stephen. What are some ways that you think decreasing insurance renewal premium fluctuations can be handled?
I think first of all is ask questions, right? We need to be able to re-underwrite the risk before we can remarket the risk. And a lot of times we find out something new is happening. I was actually reading something the other day that more people than ever are starting their own business because they couldn't find the career they wanted. They were in college and they were promised a 6-figure salary, and now they're driving Uber. Why can't you pave your own path? There's technology, there's all these things. You just have to figure out how to make it look. So are we asking our client, what are they doing? Are they driving for Uber? Are they starting their own business? Really looking for the risk as a whole. And I think having the conversation and building rapport is the first way to do that. Also, people love to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. They can't know, like, or trust you if you don't talk to them and use your word. And it's not like a first date. We're not putting a thing in the personals. It's like, I love long walks on the beach. I'm a Scorpio and I love rainbow. Hey, tell me more about what you do. What is your passion? Tell me, what kind of hobbies do you have so we can make sure we're protecting you correctly. We have these conversations to get to know them, and it's going to help build the rapport, which then makes price less sensitive.
Well, I also think too, when rates are going up, it's also a good idea to reorganize that account, right? If we're going to remarket, we need to get something from that too. So just like on the soft market side, rates are going down, I need to get something from each interaction. If I'm going to spend an hour remarketing and cost the agency premium, maybe I got to move them to a better carrier, right? One that pays us more commission or just is better in general. Or I'm going to bump all the coverages up. And can I do just like a little PSA moment out there for account managers? Please don't think all your clients are poor or broke. They tell you this, right? Like my mom will tell you that she's eating cat food. My mom will tell you that she can't afford anything. My mom also pays for my whole entire brother's life. And she just got back like 2 weeks before Christmas to go like on a cruise to the Caribbean for like 7 days. So like people don't always tell you the truth. And I think we have to stop being so intimidated by increasing coverage. In my own renewal review recently, we found that there was the opportunity to increase water sewer backup. And I was like, great, let's do it. And I asked the question, I was like, is that the highest limit that my carrier will go to? And she goes, no. And I wrote back, what is the highest limit? She writes back, 75,000. I wrote back, what would that cost? Yeah, it'd be $30 a month or $30 a year. I said, should we do that? And she goes, I don't know. That's a lot. I wrote back, I think we should do it. And she's like, really? I was like, we have to stop.
Oh my God, you guys, I sold a $30 a year endorsement today.
I know. We have to stop being so intimidated about premium and money. And somebody said to me the other day, education is free. Letting somebody know costs no money. You're just letting them know. And I think in my heart, I really wish account managers would just release the tension on the cost of things and focus in on what the coverage really does and get passionate about what the coverage does. But this leads to something Steven said. The team needs to be trained and retrained on coverage. It's still a little unnerving to me how many agencies I walk into where we start talking about coverage and they're like, I didn't know Home Cyber did that. You can't sell it if you don't understand it. We train so many people on the transaction, not on what people really need and why. And if your team is struggling on this, give them a quick coverage quiz in your next team meeting. Pull it up and see. You as well might be a little concerned about the fact that especially in personal lines, your account managers are the agent. Right? They used to be the service person doing the transactions behind the scenes. Today, they are the people giving coverage advice. And some of them don't have that. And this is an unpopular belief, but if you really want to know, check and see what coverages they have. It's really hard to sell something that you don't understand. And then if they don't understand it, by the way, most of the time when they do, they will go put that coverage on their policy. And I want to say this because some people right now are like going to turn off the podcast and be like, she doesn't understand. I do understand because the past 5 years have been weird. COVID, which was weird. All right. Like nobody knew what to do. We were working from home, trying to homeschool kids, like trying to be a person. And then you got into a hard market where daggers were falling out the sky, like slicing us to pieces because of rate and non-renewals and carriers moving out of things. Nobody had time for 5 years to deal with this. Now we do. And it's really important to me that you all have the agents that you want to have be giving advice to clients. And if you need help with that, these renewal reviews are great. Just stop, check and see what they have because things get wild and weird. And maybe you bought a book of business or you wrote the policy 10 years ago. Things are different today. And that's my message. That's my PSA for the night. That's not pumpkin spice anything. That's public service announcement. So remember, if you need help with this, that's why we exist. We have a renewal review call program, video, live virtual training with Sarah. Gina can help you build the processes and roll them out to the team. Stephen and Kelly can help be the heavy and say, you will be making renewal review calls or else. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes I've gone into agencies thinking I need a bulletproof vest to have this conversation. Like I might get shanked or my tire might get stabbed, but I just can't get out of my head that that's doing the right thing by our customers. And if we're not going to do the right thing, we're just going to let it roll. Like, let's not pretend that we give good service. Let's just say we give mediocre service. We are really okay at serving people. And that would be fine too. So check it out. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. And we'll see you guys on the next podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It is so fun giving you guys tips and tricks every single, week out there. Remember, you can find us on social media for updates. You can like or comment on this podcast or video, and we're here for you. And check out our website. There's a ton of tools. We have over 1,000 blogs on our website. We have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. You can search and find answers to your top questions. But also, if you need a little bit more help, you want a best friend that's there cheerleading for you, giving you the guidance that you need,
and being there on some of those tough days, let us know. We'd love to meet your agency and learn if we're a good fit. All right, signing off. Go sell insurance.